All right, these are the notes continued from the last video. So we were talking about factor by grouping. So we learned there are 3 steps to factor by grouping. The first thing is you need to group 2 terms together. So you group the first 2 and the last 2 terms together. After you do that, you find the GCF of each group. And then you find the overall GCF. So if we take a look at number 2, y to the 3rd power plus 3y squared plus 7y plus 21. Group the first 2 together and the second 2 together. And so let's start with the GCF between these 2. And so the GCF is negative y squared. Sorry. Here we go. So the GCF is negative y squared. Just y squared. So I'm going to factor out a y squared. When I divide by a y squared, I'm left with y. Plus, I'm left with just 3. Then I take a look at the last 2 factors. And so 7y plus 21, the GCF is a positive 7y. Just a positive 7. So I factor out the positive 7. When I divide it, I'm left with y. 21 divided by 7 is a positive 3. So then when I get to this point, I take a look at it and I notice I have a common factor of y plus 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor out my y plus 3 because it's the common factor. So once I do that, I'm left with y squared plus 7. And this is my factored form. There we go. All right, so moving into number 3. 4x to the 3rd minus 20x squared plus 3x minus 15. So this has 4 terms, so because it has 4 terms, I am going to group it. So group my first 2 and my last 2 together. So after I group, I'm looking for the GCF. So I have 4x to the 3rd minus 20x squared. So my GCF here is 4x squared. Right, that's the GCF. So I'm going to factor out a 4x squared. 4's cancel, and then I'm left with just x. 20 divided by 4 is 5. X's are gone. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the next problem. So I have plus 3x minus 15. So the common factor is a positive 3. So I'm going to factor out a plus 3. And when I do that, 3 divided by 3 is 1x minus 5 because 15 divided by 3. So then I notice I have a common factor of x minus 5. So because I have a common factor of x minus 5, that's what I'm going to factor out. Okay? So when I factor out the x minus 5s, I'm left with 4x squared. When I factor out the x minus 5 here, plus 3. And there we go. So, go ahead and copy down number 4. Pause the video and go ahead and try it. Alright, so take a look at your answer for 4. So you should get 5x minus 1 as a quantity times the quantity x squared plus 3. Okay, so to summarize what we just did, we basically broke this up into 2 GCF problems. And so what you did to start class today is how you're ending class by taking the GCF of the GCF to factor it by grouping.